Good evening. Hi, my name is Contrika Carcese, and this is my final presentation on what impact can cooperative learning have on students' math achievement. So what is cooperative learning? Well, cooperative learning is an instructional strategy where small groups of students, usually 2 to 6 members, work together to increase their individual and collective learning. Now, students are organized into small groups. Before they begin working, instructions and an assignment are given. All students within the group cooperate with one another and work through the assignment until each student successfully understands and completes it. In a cooperative learning group, students listen, they share their ideas, they ask each other questions. Everyone in the group work together for the well-being of each other. Okay, there are 3 elements of effective cooperative learning groups. The 3 elements are participation, trust, and communication. Beginning with participation, each student should give their time and eagerness. In the group, each student should participate in the decision-making process. Trust. Every student in the group should trust that the other students will contribute to the assignment. Communication. Each student should respect and pay attention to the other students who are sharing. Each student should share ideas. Each student should also ask questions and give helpful feedback. Let's see what the research says. So research says that approximately over 900 research studies have confirmed the effectiveness of cooperative learning over competitive and individualistic efforts. These studies have been conducted by several different researchers around the world. These research participants come from widely cultural backgrounds, economic classes, ages, and genders. They also have a variety of research tasks that have been conducted. Now, the research revealed that students involved in cooperative learning groups tasks tend to have higher academic test scores, higher self-esteem, large number of positive social skills, and better comprehension of the content and skills being studied. The continue of research. Several studies have revealed that cooperative learning can improve students' performance in long-term memory and math achievement. Some of the leading researchers of cooperative learning are Robert Selvin, Roger and David Johnson, and Spencer Kagan. Now, to some extent, they have different approaches and importance. So beginning with Johnson & Johnson, they focus on developing a particular structure in which can be incorporated within a variety of curriculum with a significance on integrating social skills with academic tasks. Kagan's work focuses on the use of many different structures to help promote active learning, team building, and group skills. Selvin's work utilizes methods from Johnson & Johnson and Kagan. The results has been the development of specific learning structures. So why use cooperative learning? Well, to promote student learning and academic achievement, to help students develop skills in oral communication, to develop student social skills, to increase student retention, and to enhance students' achievement with their learning experience. So the purpose of my study was to determine the impact of cooperative learning on students' math achievement. My hypothesis. So my hypothesis was that there will be a difference in math achievement of third grade students when they are taught math through cooperative learning than third grade students who are taught math through traditional lecture. My second hypothesis is that those third grade students who are taught math through cooperative learning would have less fear of math and more interest than third grade students who are taught math through traditional lecture. Methodology, participants, instruments, procedure. So beginning with the participants, the number of participants, 60 students, the school, one school, the group, 35 girls and 25 boys, the class, math, the age, 9 years old, third grade, and the place, New Orleans. The instruments for this study, pre-test, group observation, post-test. Procedure. Before the research was to start, a pre-test would have been given to the students, all 60 students. Now during the research, the students would have been separated into two different groups, an experimental group, which would have learned through cooperative learning, and the control group, which would have learned through traditional lecture. Also during the research, group observation would have been performed as well. After the research was over, a post-test would have been given to all the students. Results and discussion. There are no results and discussion to report due to my research not being approved in time. However, after research and several research literature reviews, it was shown that cooperative learning is an effective approach which can enhance students' math achievement. And these are just some references that were used. Okay, questions and answers.
I don't have any questions right at the moment. I like the different way that you're approaching kids and the way they're learning in math. Because a lot of kids, when it comes to math, they run away from it because
Yes.
they fear it. Because they don't have the confidence to approach it in a way to where they can achieve it.
Right.
So just building that confidence in them with this strategy is very helpful, and always giving kids a lot of different strategies to use.
Yes.
And, the more you have, the better off you solving the problem.
Right, exactly. And math, it can be challenging, so.
It's very challenging, very. We have a lot of kids at the school that they struggle in math. So when it comes to math block, they either act out or they don't want to participate, or they'll even say, I don't know, but I'm scared to do it because I'm just nervous,
Right.
So,
And speaking on that, that's some of the disadvantages of cooperative learning. Because you have, all students don't learn the same.
right.
You have some students who may not contribute to the group because they don't know it. Then you have it to where the noise level, the teacher may not be comfortable with the noise level, because some teachers like their classrooms quiet. And then you have it to where some groups may not finish the assignment in time. You also have where you may have some students who don't work well with each other, and that becomes a big issue, a big conflict. Then you have some groups who they finish at different times. So it's like you got to come up with giving them something too to keep them busy.
What are some advantages of cooperative learning?
Okay, some advantages of cooperative learning are the students are able to help one another, especially your students who are struggling, because you do have a lot of kids that struggle in math. So what I do in my classroom, I do a high, a average, a low, and they work together and they help each other. Also, another advantage I would say is giving everybody a responsibility.
A strong and a low in the group too. Like you put a strong and a low to, you know, push the low friends in the group. That helps out a lot too.
Right.
And also giving them that responsibility is holding them accountable for, just because they're in that group doesn't mean that, okay, I'm gonna just sit back and listen and watch. But if I have a job, a responsibility to do, I'm gonna make sure I do what I need to do. Or if I know the teacher's gonna randomly call on someone, then I need to make sure I'm paying attention and know what's going on, so that I can know what, I can answer the question and not be put on the spot. So it does kind of motivate them to do a little bit more.
Right. Definitely. Okay.
What is post-test?
Post-tests are tests that are given after skills are taught. So it's to see how well the child learned the skills that were taught to them. So just like when you take a test every week, once your teacher teaches you the skill, and you take a test at the end of the week, that's called a post-test.
Like it's similar to ATs?
Similar to what, baby?
ATs?
ATs? Oh, ACT. Oh, no, it's way different than that.
It's a different spectrum.
That's way advanced.
Pre-test, or like, it's like not really like a pre-test, but it's more of like a show me what you know before you get into, the I want to say
into
the lesson, into the lesson of the the collaborative learning. So do they take like a pre-test just to show me what you know?
Like
I do that.
diagnostic
Yes. Yeah. I know at my school we do it.
Okay.
We do a pre-test to see how well they know the
Just
skills.
to see what they know.
Right, and then I proceed from teaching from there, and then give them the post-test.
Right. That basically shows you what you need to work on with them.
Right, and what you don't need to work on because they know it already.
Yep.
Okay. Are there any more questions? Okay. Okay, well,
I think that's about it.
okay. Well, since there's no more questions, thank you so much for coming out and being a part of my presentation, and you have a nice night. Thank you.
Research